We are winning, and we are winning big.
Whoa, hey. You just bypassed all my emotional walls and went straight for the heart. You know, no one has ever wanted to get this close to me before. Do we hold hands now?
Vecna, this ends today.
You cannot stop the inevitable. 11. Wait, it's 5:30 p.m. I am officially off the clock. Can we schedule this epic showdown for 9 a.m. tomorrow?
No, the director wants to wrap this up, and my waffles are getting cold.
Welcome to Cottonbyte's channel. That Stranger Things redrawn dubbing clip you just saw was cooked up using two open-source voice generators, VoxCPM 2 and OmniVoice. What they have in common is the holy trinity of TTS: voice cloning, voice design, and dialogue generation. But of course, they have their fair share of differences. I've whipped up a quick chart here to break it down for you. Let's talk languages first. OmniVoice TTS speaks over 600 languages, even the super rare, obscure ones. If you're aiming for global domination or working with low-resource languages, this is your absolute go-to. VoxCPM 2, on the other hand, sticks to 30 core languages, but it's got a brilliantly lazy design. No manual language selection required. Throw a mix of English and Chinese at it, and it seamlessly switches back and forth. Completely hassle-free. Next up, let's look at how we sculpt these voices. Multi-character dialogue versus long-form narration. If you need a bunch of people talking, say, 2 to 10 characters in the exact same conversation, OmniVoice is a beast. It comes with built-in multi-speaker nodes, so you can assign everything right from a single text box. VoxCPM 2 really shines in solo, long-form narration. It's context-aware, meaning it figures out on its own where to pause or when to get hyped based on the plot of your text. Full disclosure, this chart is based on their official pages. I didn't stress test every single feature myself. I've also heard other creators grumbling about voice distortion issues during use, so you'll have to lift the veil and test it out yourself to see how it really performs. I'll drop the GitHub links for both models in the comment section down below, so feel free to check them out if you're feeling geeky. My previous video on Fish Audio S2 was great for emotion control, but the hardware specs needed are just too crazy for the average player. So, today's video is much more friendly for most local setups. Though, sticking to my old habits, I'll still be demoing this on Runninghub. Let's circle back to the first feature we mentioned, voice cloning.
I'm the peacemaker. I'm the one that settled 8 wars. And it may be a little early to say this, but if we add Iran and Lebanon, that will be 10 wars.
In VoxCPM 2, there's a catch. After uploading your reference audio, if you want it to sound as dead-on as possible, you need to turn on Ultimate Clone by setting it to true. Once you do this, whatever prompts you wrote in audio design will be completely ignored. But if you set it to false, those prompt words like cheerful or angry will actually affect the generated audio. The downside? The resemblance might drop a bit, but it'll still sound like your reference voice. By the way, that monster voice I showed at the beginning? Yeah, that's sourced from the US president using VoxCPM 2. A quick heads up here, if you're using audio from celebrity IPs, you cannot enable the Ultimate Clone feature. Because of the model's copyright filters, turning it on will just spit out a silent, empty file. Just keep it toggled off. But seriously, use this legally and ethically. Don't go making misleading content. What if you accidentally crash the stock market? You know what I mean. Another thing is denoise reference. Turning this on wipes out background noise, so whether you use it or not just depends on how clean your reference audio is. After that, just punch in your lines. OmniVoice, on the flip side, adds a dedicated audio separation node to extract the vocals. You just plug in the reference audio and the target speech. I actually bundled all 3 OmniVoice features into one workflow and uploaded it to RH, complete with bypass switches, so you can toggle whatever function you need on the fly. Moving on to voice design. OmniVoice uses a tag-based approach, like typing, memo, low pitch, ren, which is way more structured. I left an OmniVoice markdown note on the left side of the workflow, so you can use it as a cheat sheet for writing prompts. VoxCPM 2, however, lets you invent voices using natural language descriptions. You can literally just type, a young girl with a sweet, gentle voice and a slight rasp. It's incredibly flexible. Personally, I think VoxCPM 2 is better suited for voice design. Using rich, natural language descriptions lets you create highly personalized, nuanced voices, and you can endlessly tweak them. I actually generated Vecna's deep monster voice 4 times before landing on the absolute perfect tone I wanted.
An incredibly deep, resonant, and booming male bass voice.
An incredibly deep, resonant, and booming male bass voice. He's
An incredibly deep, resonant, and booming male bass voice.
An incredibly deep, resonant, and booming male bass voice.
Even though OmniVoice TTS is a bit rigid with its tags, there's still a huge demand for cloning in niche languages, making it the perfect complementary tool. Plus, it processes multi-speaker and super long dialogues lightning fast, giving it a massive edge in that arena. When it comes to Dialog, both software let you design conversations based on the voices you provide. The prompt formatting is just slightly different. Just upload your reference audios, drop in the script, and boom, dialogue generated. However, in the VoxCPM 2 multi-speaker workflow, the Runninghub VoxCPM multi-speaker node, custom built by RH engineers, maxes out at 5 speakers. But in the OmniVoice workflow, you'll see a num say speakers option in the OmniVoice multi-speaker TTS node. If you want a bigger cast, just tweak that number. You can crank it all the way up to 10 people. A 10-person AI podcast sounds pretty fun, right? You guys should give it a shot. Speaking of which, I mentioned earlier that OmniVoice handles pronunciation for tricky words and polyphones. Take this sentence, for example. The name of this open source project is OmniVoice, pronounced OmniVoice. You just use markup to feed it the exact pronunciation. For Chinese, you literally just use pinyin plus the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 for the tones. Oh right, it also does long-form dialogue generation. I think I mentioned that in the chart. There's a dedicated workflow here, just for long text voice generation. It adds a words BART chunk parameter. Setting it to 100 just means it breaks the text into chunks every 100 words. Generally in TTS, anything over 100 words is considered medium to long, and anything over 300 is basically an essay. So we can use this project to prevent the generated audio from hallucinating or breaking down as the text gets longer. You guys should test it out. I didn't run a standalone test on it. Instead, I literally just cloned my entire voice for today's video using it. Personally, I feel the biggest issue is that some sentences in this entire passage end with a trailing t sound, so I apologize for the strange sounding narration. I'll be uploading all the workflows I talked about today to Runninghub. That's my go-to cloud workspace. You can click the link, sign up, and play around with them to your heart's content. If you like them, download away. I'll throw the links for both projects in there too. If you found this video useful or interesting, remember to smash that subscribe button. Catch you in the next one.